Before Genghis Khan, the Eurasian steppe was ruled by the Cuman-Kipchak Confederation, a vast, decentralized network of nomadic tribes stretching from the Danube to the Caspian. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we explore the enigmatic tales and unsolved puzzles of history. Their cavalry was legendary, swift, deadly, and elusive, making them both feared raiders and sought-after allies. The Cumans shaped the region through war, trade, and diplomacy, marrying into royal families and controlling key trade routes between east and west. Their society thrived on mobility, shamanistic beliefs, and a rich oral tradition, but was plagued by internal rivalries and a lack of central authority. This fluidity was their strength, but also their fatal flaw. As the undisputed rulers of the Western steppe, they inspired both fear and respect. Yet on the far horizon, a new force was rising, one that would not just challenge the Cumans, but transform the steppe forever. The Mongols were coming, and the age of Cuman dominance was about to end. In the early 1200s, the Mongols, led by Genghis Khan, exploded out of Mongolia with a revolutionary military machine. Their discipline, organization, and ruthless strategy set them apart from any previous steppe power. Batu Khan, Genghis's grandson, was tasked with conquering the Cuman-Kipchak lands and pushing Mongol rule into Eastern Europe. The Mongols demanded total submission. Those who resisted faced annihilation. The Cumans, used to shifting alliances, were unprepared for this stark new reality. The Golden Horde was born from conquest, not negotiation, as Mongol armies swept across the steppe. The Cumans' world of fluid loyalties was replaced by the Mongols' iron rule. The steppe was no longer a patchwork of tribes, but the heartland of a new empire. The collision between old and new powers was inevitable and catastrophic. The first major confrontation came in 1223 at the Kalka River. Cuman leader Khotan Khan, sensing the Mongol threat, forged a rare alliance with the princes of Kievan Rus'. Their combined army vastly outnumbered the Mongol vanguard, but unity was fragile. The Mongols, masters of deception, lured the allies into a devastating ambush with a feigned retreat. The Cumans broke first, the Rus were encircled, and the coalition was annihilated. The defeat shattered Cuman confidence and exposed the fatal weakness of their loose confederation. The Mongols proved that steppe warfare had changed forever. The memory of Kalka haunted the region, signaling the beginning of the end for Cuman independence. The Mongol threat was now undeniable and unstoppable. In the late 1230s, Batu Khan returned with a full-scale invasion. The Cumans, fractured and leaderless, were swiftly defeated or forced into exile. Khotan Khan led a mass migration of Cumans into Hungary, seeking refuge and a new beginning. King Bela IV welcomed them as warriors, but cultural tensions and suspicion ran high. When the Mongols invaded Hungary, panic erupted. Khotan was assassinated and the Cumans fled, leaving chaos in their wake. Those who remained on the steppe were absorbed into the Golden Horde, their lands and people now part of a new imperial order. The Cuman-Kipchak Confederation vanished as an independent force. The Cumans became a scattered diaspora in Hungary and the Balkans, and a subjugated people within the Mongol Empire. The era of Cuman rule was over. The Golden Horde now reigned supreme. The steppe had a new master. The Mongols conquered the steppe, but they didn't erase the Cumans. They absorbed them. Cuman warriors became the backbone of the Golden Horde's armies, serving under their own chieftains as valued vassals. Over time, the distinction between Mongol and Cuman blurred, especially in the military and administration. Kipchak Turkic, the Cuman language, became the lingua franca of the Golden Horde, used in trade, government, and diplomacy. The Codex Cumanicus stands as proof of this cultural fusion. Intermarriage between Mongol rulers and Cuman nobility cemented alliances and shaped the Khanate's elite. Within generations, the ruling class was of mixed Mongol-Cuman heritage. Khans like Berk and Ozbeg, often with Cuman mothers, adopted Islam and Turkic customs. The conquerors were transformed by the conquered, creating a new hybrid empire. The Golden Horde was now as much Cuman as it was Mongol. The Golden Horde became a unique civilization, Mongol-led, but Kipchak at its core. This hybrid identity endured for centuries, shaping Russia, the Caucasus, and the Black Sea world. The Cuman legacy survived through language, bloodlines and statecraft, influencing successor Khanates and modern Turkic peoples. In Hungary, Cuman refugees left their mark on place names and military traditions. In Russia, Mongol Tatar rule administered in Kipchak reshaped language and institutions. What began as conquest became a story of cultural fusion and survival. The Cumans, far from vanishing, transformed their conquerors and ensured their own legacy. Empires rise and fall, but the peoples within them endure, shaping history in unexpected ways. But what if history had turned out differently? Imagine a world where the Cuman-Kipchak Confederation successfully resisted the Mongol invasion, holding their ground on the vast Eurasian steppe. In this alternate timeline, the relentless Mongol advance stalls at the borders of Cuman lands. The Cuman-Kipchak Union remains the dominant force from the Danube to the Volga, controlling vital trade routes between east and west. Without Mongol domination, the Russian principalities develop along different lines, less centralized, more influenced by Turkic governance and culture. The Black Sea region becomes a thriving hub for Cuman-led commerce, connecting Europe and Asia through peaceful exchange rather than conquest. The ripple effects reshape empires. The Mongol Empire never reaches its historic heights, and the Golden Horde never forms. Instead, the Kipchak language and customs spread further, leaving a stronger legacy across Eastern Europe and Central Asia. The Ottoman Empire might face a powerful rival on its northern frontier, while Hungary and Poland contend with a unified steppe power, not scattered refugees. In this world, the story of the steppe is one of resilience and continuity, where the Cumans shape Eurasian destiny, not as survivors of conquest, but as masters of their own fate. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe for more explorations into the symbols that shape our world.